There it is.
What's up,
Hey,
man?
happy Thursday. Happy
Happy
Thursday. How
Thursday.
we doing?
Happy Pumpvember. What do they call it? Up
Oh,
November. It's crazy.
there's smiles all over the place now.
Yeah,
Here,
it's a whole different vibe. Is that what they call it? Vibe? Is it a vibe?
oh yeah, it's a vibe. Here, and correlating right to that. I didn't even show you this yet, but there it is, right there.
This
This
is
is this was there. When
when it's
Bitcoin,
going down.
yeah, Bitcoin was 68. Before May, 68,000. It goes to 36. He looks like this. Now it hits 36, and
That's
he's
right.
got that big smile on his face. We're coming back.
It's crazy, right? That's funny. I didn't put it up. I had another one was MSNBC, and they said it's the most hated rally in Wall Street. They all hate it. They're all
Yeah.
yeah, not looking nice for them. Yep.
Well, they can't get their hands on it. They can't get their greasy little fingers. It's like we're coming into the season of It's a Wonderful Life, where George Bailey goes into Mr. Potter and he goes, you know why you want the building and loan? Because you can't get your greedy little fingers on it. So they can't play in the Bitcoin game yet. So they don't want to talk about it.
No, man. No, it's crazy. All kinds of stuff too. Well, we're going to jump into it too with the monsters. Another code dropped yesterday. Ridiculous, crazy news. All kinds of stuff about the ETF. ETFs are everywhere. Tim, it's not just Bitcoin now. We're going to jump even to some ETH. You got that? Oh, yeah. You got it too? Come on, man.
A little bit. I think so.
Good to see you, Craig.
Yeah, Craig's in the house. Craig, good evening. Good evening. Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Welcome. M2 to follow, of course. Lockstep.
It's already following, Steve. Look, it's up 10%, 9%.
Yes. Dog days are over.
Yes.
Matt's in the house. Super fun code chasing.
Yeah. Good for you, Matt. That's what I'm talking about. We need one of them. That's a good one, man. BMW,
the ultimate driving machine. Good evening, Cappy Queen.
Yeah. All right. Good to see you. Hello.
Yes. And Al in the house.
Things
are looking up.
Definitely up. Trying to catch it, man. This is like a rocket all of a sudden,
Well, and we have a long way to go. Let's we're excited. It's a long time coming, but when we got in, or when I got in anyway, actually when I got in, ETH was 750, and then ran all the way up to 4,000 something. So I was very excited. So we're going in the right direction and feeling good about it. So
yeah,
you gotta love that. George in the house.
Yep.
Back, George. Thank you.
It is always exciting. You can definitely get it right. Everybody likes going up, not the other way. But yeah, that was the accumulation phase. You had a great chance, because that's what my meme is. I'll show you my meme. It's kind of similar to yours, Tim. But yeah, I'll let you roll what you got, because you had some stuff about the SEC too. Yeah.
I'll add in one more fact that a couple months ago, all our friends, or ex-friends, as they might say, were calling us and saying, what's going on, what's happening, and beating my back door down, and the phone stopped ringing.
Yeah.
This week. So it was like, what are we doing? And now the phone's not ringing, and they think, oh well, maybe I'll wait another week, see if I can get out and not lose so much, or not, I'll get a little more out of it.
Yeah.
Just hang in there. Stop going crazy about it.
I've actually been getting calls. That's what people do. They see it going. It's like, you still into that crypto, that ETH, that Bitcoin stuff?
Well, and I think the classic line I said to my friend the other day was, when I said, and I, of course, started out with, I'm not a financial planner and I'm not telling you what to do, but I said to buy this for your kids' college education, for your retirement. I never said you were going to be rich next year.
Yeah.
So, I was like, well, how old is your son now? He's 3. I'm like, well, we have a ways to go. Just, just let it ride.
Lambo dreams and caviar, man. Lambo dreams.
I mean, not even have to buy the kid a car yet. I mean, come on, you don't need the money for the kid's car.
Good.
Anyway, we can joke and have fun with it now, because it's headed in the right direction. But here's a funny story.
Oh yeah.
Representative Tom Emmer proposed to defund the SEC's crusade against crypto.
There you go.
Tom Emmer added provision to the House GOP sending bill that would block the SEC from using government funds to pursue crypto companies until Congress weighs in on who has the jurisdiction over crypto. This is basically the whole story in a nutshell. It goes on a little bit farther, but this is Cointelegraph, getting after it, basically just saying, stop weaponizing your office to mess with the crypto markets when we don't even know if you're the guy in charge of it.
Mm-hmm.
When Congress decides who's in charge of regulating cryptocurrency, then that person will make, all comments and bring suits and do all this kind of stuff. So if you're not the guy in charge, zip it.
Yeah.
I loved this article. It was a good one. But defund the SEC. That's a great line. It's of course the nice little meme that I made up on the thumbnail there. So we're having fun with that. But
There's a lot of defunding that needs to happen there, Tim. There's quite a bit across the board. But yes, the SEC is one, and yes, that's definitely. We have always that one that's in the Fed too, right? That's another.
Yeah. And the Fed. And the Fed now. So our guy Michael Saylor, who's he's the Maximist for Bitcoin, his holdings there are tripping up very nicely. He's fully into the black now because everybody's worried about the guy that has almost 200,000 Bitcoin. Sad day, but they love to watch a train wreck, right?
Yeah.
But now he's fully in the black and up almost $1 billion. So it's a good day for him. And
it's just starting. And it's just starting.
He still has. I bet in the next couple of months, they're going to show that he's buying, another 100 or something else.
Oh yeah,
because he's not going to give up. He's not going to give up.
No.
But there's his little charts of buys and everything like that. So his average in is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's the way to do it. But the reason why, and this was the thing that set off. Let's see if I can blow this up. But this is what set off the ETH run.
Oh yeah.
You know what set it off?
I did. I have it as well, Tim.
You do as well. Okay. So here's everybody's favorite company that's going to try and take it all over is the BlackRock Advisors.
Right.
When they filed this for an Ethereum ETF, before even applying, they just made this trust, iShares Ethereum Trust, which will allow them to make an application for Ethereum ETF. That's what set Ethereum off because then they're going to make a run for that. So that'll be fun. So that's what that caused it. So then, so if you got some more of that, I'll skip right to my real world mainstream news. Look at this, right? Mortgage rates plunge and demand finally inches back. Now I'm in real estate and I would not call a plunge going from look what they're doing here. Decreased last week from to 7.61 from 7.86. So your interest rate went down. Is that 24 basis points?
Yeah.
A quarter of a point, and it's a plunge.
A plunge, man.
A plunge.
They wouldn't. Their hearts wouldn't be able to take it over here, Tim. They couldn't.
No. If this is a plunge, in mortgage rates, what would they be doing when ETH moves?
Yeah.
Back up like it did.
Almost 12% today. 24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's 24% in the last month or something like that. It's great. But that's a plunge right there.
You go.
24 points.
Well, that's the media for you, Tim. They like using those words. They're very much clickbaiters themselves.
There it is. That's a longer one, but if we just go back 90 days, it looks really nice.
Look at that last one right there.
But yeah, right there. This is where BlackRock opens an ETH account.
Yeah,
right here, and then everybody goes, "Oh, if they're getting into ETH, boom." And people say to me, "Oh, well, you hope when they open those ETFs stuff happens." I'm like, this is what's going to happen. It's like they just opened. All they did was apply to open an account.
Yeah,
they didn't even open the account.
Those guys don't do stuff willy-nilly. There, Tim.
Right? But I mean, somebody knows they're doing stuff, so it jumps like nuts right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll beat that one, but you get after. Let's say hello to Ariel. Thank you. Monsters and Bees.
Oh yeah.
And Dan in house.
Good to see you, Dan.
Another great show coming right up.
Right on.
It's all yours, Ray. Tell me what you got.
I got some stuff over here. Let me first, like you said, I have my memes, and this is the same thing. So there's this is how it feels, Tim, because you're
Yeah.
never going to see it again, right?
Right. Right.
It's such a sad day,
Yep.
But yeah, I mean these levels, you're gonna look back and you're like, how we always look at those things, anyways. Those charts, like, oh man, I wish I could have got Bitcoin at $50. Yeah, okay,
Right.
the same kind of things, but it is funny. It's just any of us that we've lived through, these past 4 or 5 years, it's pretty amazing. It's cool, especially this bear crypto winter. If you were able, or anywhere, whatever token you did, if you were able to get anything within that past 2 years, good for you, right? That's what people, they don't realize.
Or just hold on. Just
Right,
hold on. There's a lot
right,
of people, and I bought a lot of stuff that, was way higher.
right.
And it's looking like it's gonna come back. So but you hold on to it for that very reason.
More than come back, it's going to be a wave, like
Oh, well,
yeah,
yeah, I expect it to go well
yeah,
beyond that, but it's not like, oh, when it goes flat for me, I'm not gonna pull out.
yeah. Oh
So,
no, absolutely.
yeah, I get it.
Well, just with NFTs, because we're obviously seen people talking about monsters and bees and all the other type of NFTs are out there, and you hear what is that, Andrew Tate. I love that kind of stuff. He was all poo pooing and mocking
Yeah.
NFT. This guy who's an MMA fighter, does OnlyFans with whatever. That's how he makes it, and then he's going to go and talk stuff like about this, right? And that's what's
Mhm.
fun, because this is huge technology. It's going to be just as big as anything, because it is crypto. It's not like
Mhm.
it's anything different. It's just very specific crypto that does things, right? It has the utility. So does other crypto, regular, right? But these are non-fungible tokens. But now you can lend your NFTs to gamers and earn passive income with this loot rush. Let me go down there and scroll down here. And again, not everybody's a gamer, but you go down here and you go over to this loot rush, and there's all kinds of, people buy weapons, they buy all this kind of stuff in here. But now, if you ever remember the Zed run, remember like when we used to
Sure.
do,
The horses, yeah.
remember we did that, right? We would be on the Zoom calls and we were watching races, man. So
Watching horse races,
there you
yep.
go. Hey, you got some of these horses, especially if it's a thoroughbred. If it's a strong thoroughbred that wins, you won't have to rent it out for these little menial fees, right? You
Mhm.
can rent out and have your horse do some running if you don't have the time to sit there and do that. Just saying, that's the kind of stuff you're talking about. Is your NFTs are going to have all kinds of utility, all kinds of ways that you can use them as collateral. Very cool that you're starting to see this kind of stuff now. Just rolling out. So many people have been building, all throughout this market, and you're going to start seeing what's going on. Another one, and I think she's playing right now. Roblox,
Yeah.
right? The CEO envisions an in-game NFTs as part of the open ecosystem dream. So that's a huge one, and I've kind of looked a little bit more into Roblox because it's weird because she used to play it and now she's back into it.
Yep.
But they're talking about Roblox being like the next social media type thing, like a Facebook, because it's goofy. Sometimes she's not even in there playing games, right? They're just in there hanging out in the one room. They're not
Mhm.
no one's even doing anything, and they're all just socializing, talking about the different types of clothes or whatever they use in there. But but that is Roblox. They're building out, and again, NFTs could exist on Roblox and then be able to move off platform. These are all things that we've kind of had discussions on, spaces about. Pretty cool. Again, that you're going to start seeing us all kind of roll out. But going back into crypto, and this is obviously the market, and I'm not fudding the market, but all I wanted to show is today you see crypto doing its thing, and that's why I brought up MSNBC. Just sad. You should have seen their sad faces
Yeah.
about what's going on in crypto. Right? They're all great. Yeah, it's a bull run, and over here, not saying it's a big crash, but it's flat. Right? It's
Mhm.
been flat, a little bit even going down in our markets. And then you see stuff like this. You're talking about the SEC, U.S. government. This is from Bank of America. A guy was talking about this.
Right.
U.S. government debt is on track to surpass $50 trillion by 2033. 10 years, right? $5.2 billion a day is piling up. And that's ridiculous. That's why you're seeing this big shift, right? Look at that hockey stick. Okay. And this is where we're at right now. This is where we're at right now. But this is debt. And I've been watching, I'm not a big fan with the TikToks and all that, but I've been seeing them because they do them, on YouTube a lot where they're doing those little shorts. And it's sad to see a lot of these young people, again, they can't even buy a house.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't do anything in this economy. And again, that's why I feel so strong.
The rates are only starting to plunge.
Yeah, they're plunging. That's right. But it's crazy and sad because you hear these stories and the one it's kind of a little bit of mocking and everything. She worked 9 hour days and all this stuff, but can't even afford to buy, to even rent. They're having to move back home. You're starting to see even too the renter. BlackRock is buying up all the housing too.
They're buying the houses, yeah.
And now they have to be renters. $2,000, $2,500 a month for a home or a rental of an apartment. So it looks a little rough out there for them, but that's why, I love what's going on over here. And again, we've said it many times, even with Austin, Ty, there's a lot of those young dudes that they see it, right? Hopefully,
oh yeah.
A lot of them have been kind of dialing in, and I think they are, we'll see.
That chart rate, I'm sorry, but I'm going to add in a little color because that just looks like to me the you remember the game on The Price is Right, the little yodeler, and then he gets to the top and they went too far and then boom, he just falls off the top of the cliff. That's the government right there with the Fed chair. He's just going to be getting to the top like, oh, we're just going to kick the can up the hill and then boom, he's going to fall off. That's what's going to happen to him.
And that's what they've been doing, is kicking the can.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's why, where you see things like this with the BlackRock and all these, they know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You'll see the switch. It's going to switch because this can't go along. And we're making jokes with the end of Fed now and all this stuff, what's going on with the SEC. They're going to do their central bank digital currencies. They're going to do all that stuff. But we're over here, doing our thing. So that's what I like. It's pretty cool, man, that we've been kind of over here for 4 or 5 years doing stuff, right? But you kind of touched on it anyways. Wild Bitcoin Ether price swings. It spurs a $400 million of crypto liquidations, and it's been the most since August. And those are those shorts and those longs, Tim. And they didn't expect the pump, right? They didn't expect this last 2-3 days. And it did. It liquidated, prompted more than 400 million open trades to get liquidated. So a lot of this stuff you're seeing, what you said with the ETFs, this kind of stuff. There's a lot of things going on to make this price move the way it's doing. So, there's a lot of different things. Here's more. HSB, I think you did this last Tuesday, didn't you? HSBC taps to launch a security token custody because they're HSBC, one of the biggest banks in the world, is a global banking company, and it's launching an institutional custody platform for tokenized securities. Look at that, right? Yeah. So they're going to be doing stuff too. We've been talking about that with NFTs, real world assets, but HSBC is starting to kind of roll into this too. And again, so many big players. A spokesman for HSBC stressed in a statement to Cointelegraph that the upcoming digital asset custody platform for institutional investors would only cover security tokens and would not include cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and stable coins like Tether. So it's a little different, but again, this is all part of I guess you'd say the whole ecosystem stuff, right?
Right.
Kind of crazy. So another one, Ethereum price targets 3,000 as investors move 500 million ETH into long-term storage. So that's another thing that just happened. It just moved off, off of those exchange. They moved over 500 million, 263,520 ETH into long-term storage this week. So again, anytime that kind of stuff starts happening, when you see them moving off those exchanges into long-term storage, those people aren't playing where they're going to go and sell that, right? They might move it into different things. Obviously, you could stake, do things with ETH like that, You might be able to do a little bit, like I said, with the decentralized exchanges. But the normal thing, what mostly is that just as means obviously self custody and they're long term holders. So a lot of things are kind of leading up to this big huge pump you're seeing. BlackRock iShares Ethereum Trust registered in that's what you were touching on
That's
here.
it right there. Yeah.
Okay. So you touched on this, but I went through the time frame, right? There was
Hmm.
this was talked about here, and now Ethereum Trust fuel speculations about the Ethereum ETF, and then just a couple hours ago, Tim, it says update Ethereum ETF confirmed. They
Hmm.
just submitted the filing with the Nasdaq. So obviously they were hinting at it, doing all the things with that. But now it's like I said, it's confirmed. They filed it, and it's weird. It seems like it was all kind of just like leaked, right? Maybe they didn't want that stuff out, but who knows?
Well,
So
I don't think they do press releases, but there's people watching them like they watch, Warren Buffett or anybody else, and those guys make moves. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
they absolutely
So,
do.
when BlackRock's going to do something, people pay attention. So if they're filing stuff, and you remember last week when they had that account popped up in Coinbase for a heartbeat, and then they
Oh
took
yeah,
it back down.
yeah,
So I mean, they just make a whiff of something, and people go crazy
that's exactly right, and they
because
do.
they have what was it, $9 trillion. You know, so when the big guy with $9 trillion starts to make moves,
Right.
things happen.
Hey, I think people even do moves like that. Like they'll track whales,
Oh
man.
yeah. I'm sure there's people that mirror. Oh well, yeah, tracking the whales.
Yeah,
But there's companies out there that just mirror probably the top 10 companies just to
absolutely.
say if one or two of these people hit some stock or some trade or something else, they're going to go in on it too. And
Hmm.
because they're public companies and they're disclosing their stuff all the time, the second they make a move, they jump right on the bandwagon.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. But this is a little thing from Vitalik. I'm going to scroll down and scroll back up so you hear the beginning. But it's only a minute. But listen, it's pretty good stuff. What he thinks Ethereum will be like in 10 years. 10 years.
Oh
What?
boy.
Hey, even too, I was obviously going through stuff today. They're finished, like with all of their development. Not saying that they're going to stop, but if they did, they were. He was saying that we're good by the beginning of 2024. They would be done, and they could walk away and go do other things if they wanted.
Right.
He's not going. They're not going to do that. They got a lot more that they could do, but they're saying that it is built and it's the way they want it.
Stable
Yep,
or
and yeah, so that was kind of cool too, right?
mhm.
Let's take a listen here.
Ethereum is down 40% from all-time high.
What was this guy?
So Ethereum in 2032, you have a node. Your node runs on your phone. Every 12 seconds or 32 seconds or whatever number we agree on, you download 3.6 megabytes of data. You hash it. You do a couple of elliptic curve equations to check a snark. That's it. You know the block is valid. Wait 12 seconds, get 33.6 megabytes of data, hash it, do some elliptic curve operations, verify the snark, and valid. 12 seconds later, data, hash, elliptic curve check, valid. The whole process just becomes incredibly sleek and seamless to the point where like literally a phone could even do it, right? Because it's incredibly light on computation. The only thing that it's heavy on is data, and data just happens to be the thing that phones are increasingly getting insanely good at and will get even better at over the next 10 years. That to me is what I see the final goal being from a protocol standpoint. So if you're
Wow, that's awesome. A chain on the phone. That's cool. But yeah, no, I mean that's kind of what he's saying is the end all be all with Ethereum, right? That's pretty cool. And yeah, it's going to be a race, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. But I think 10 years is
10 years is
it's tough that he put that timeline on there because I think it's going to happen sooner than that.
I do too. I think that's a gimme. But there's another thing. I know you had the one chart up. I like looking, and this is the banter.
Ooh, I like that one.
You like this, right? I mean, I like
Yeah.
the bubbles, man, because number one, it's ridiculous, right?
Oh, I see something in the corner there.
It is. Well, that's good. Did you see that?
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
Denver. Yeah, they're all talking
Yeah.
about bringing it back, man.
I know. That's why it popped 42%. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's like a meme coin now.
It is. It's a clown, and I can't believe that that guy would even bring up and say stupid things like that. But yeah, this is and I'm much, like I said, credit to this is Banter, the Banter fam ran. This is their stuff. So this is cool, man. But yeah, you can see the bubbles, and obviously what's cool is like I said, it's very visual. Some people like those graphs, but this is easier. The other cool thing, and he was just talking about it, is a lot of people do it to the dollar, but what's cool on here is you can go to settings, and then you can put this instead of US dollars, I can do it against Bitcoin, right? And now you're seeing what it could be kind of beating out Bitcoin during this big run, right? So here's zeroed out Bitcoin, and now you can see some leaders like Ripple. Here, ETH is starting to take off. Rune, the Thor chain, all kinds of stuff, man. So, like I said, that's what's cool is where you can adjust it with that. I know you can do that with CoinGecko too, but visually, you can see, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's very, very easy to see. And like I said, I like looking at this one anyway. Go back to settings and put it to the dollar. But anyways, last but not definitely least is monsters, man. There's some crazy stuff going on. Let me jump over to their Twitter. And there was a code drop last night there too. Yes. For what did I jump over to that for? I clicked on. Why did it go over there? Huh. There we go. All right. So there was a code dropped, and that's why you got to dial in on what's going on here. That's where you're going to get notified. Obviously, sometimes you're going to see some things on this show. Maybe you'll see some on Spaces when people are doing things. There's going to be a couple of different ways to do it, but the best way is to put on this. There's I already have it on, but you can be a notified. Put on a notification bell. There's a bell, and you can follow. And when you do that, this, like I said, this account just dropped a code last night, and I'm scrolling for it because they were talking about if you did. I think it just needed 50 likes, so that was cool. But that's all. That's what they're here. It is. This was 23 hours ago, so yeah, just almost a whole day. When this post gets 50 likes, we'll drop another BMW monster code, and that is they got, I think, within about an hour, maybe 2 hours, they got the 50 likes, and they dropped the code. But you got to pay attention, right?
Right.
You got to be dialed into what's going on. Here's the other one. They did one also, like I said, on our show. So when you have these, and I'm not going to do it, right? This one's not working. It's done. Somebody already claimed it.
Right.
Yeah, it's already spent. But all you got to do is go into the labs right here. Oh, not the labs. I keep doing that. But you go to the mint, right? And then right here, obviously your wallet needs to be connected, okay? And then right here, you just paste the code, and I can hit it. That doesn't matter. It's not going to do nothing. But you can hit it, and then darn, okay, I can't. So if it was still live, it would just be searching, right? You'd see a map pop up and like a little radar, ping, ping. And when you hear it, it's going to sound like the old timey, dial up fax machine things, right? So when you hit one, it'll do that, and it will let you know if the code has been used or that you can mint it. And yeah, you mint it, and there you go. And while you're doing it and having a good old time, you can kind of just come down here and search for cities that you may want to claim, because that's the other cool part about this is that you are going to be able to claim a city, and no one else is going to be able to do that and get that city. So not only will you have an NFT, but you'll have a city that's kind of staked to it.
Worldwide
it is. So I mean, I'm just doing Florida, and then I was looking down here, whatever. You can just do Aladdin City, right? It's available. And now, if that was the town you wanted, there you go, right? You're going to be able to claim it. You get the monster, and then you get to dress him, with his different traits and things like this, right? The other thing I'm just going to show you is when you go into the monster, where they got him going on here. I'm just going to click on the first one. And the cool thing is what we were talking about yesterday is where you get to see, like for the culture, you're going to see where they're, who dropped the code, right? Global Ocean. So this is where they got the code from. In the ones that are just dropping now, you're going to see BMW, right? That's what we were saying by some, are going to be from places that are, different and cool, right? And all of them are going to be awesome. But I'm just saying, when you have something that means something to you, that's a real good deal, right? That's pretty neat kind of a trait thing to look at. There was another thing I want to talk about too is this GMs. That's another thing you're going to want to keep an eye on. That thing, it adjusts, it moves, right? You
Right.
see those things on Twitter where everybody's giving GMs. That's going to be another cool thing, another cool feature. But all of these, right? They all have awesome, kind of utility and tools, all these different traits. But this is going to be a cool one. I think everybody's going to want to dial in. But yeah, I mean, like I said, dial in, get into this Monster My City, and follow it if you're not following it, and keep an eye out because I know they still have BMW codes. Listen to what they're saying, and then kind of adjust and get after it, man. So cool stuff, man.
Follow Monster My City. Follow BMW.
Yeah.
Follow everybody that's following everybody on that account right there.
Yeah,
A helpful
absolutely.
hint. Get in the group.
It is same thing with like I said. I'm not just shilling our YouTube show, but that's another one. I mean, they're gonna if you're not doing it, you're not subscribed or anything, do that because we're gonna be doing codes from all kinds of different places, right? So yeah, there'll be spaces, there'll be Twitter, just the account itself, and YouTube shows. So it's gonna be fun, man. This is just getting like I said, just getting started. Gonna be cool, man. It's like I said, a whole different vibe now. Right, everybody's all excited. Yeah.
Here comes the summer.
That's right. The summer, absolutely. Yeah, we're still just in the spring, man.
Yeah. No, it's only starting to thaw. Let's not
Oh,
get
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. It's
Yep.
always good. You've seen the memes where it's 51 in October and everybody's all sad and putting a jacket on, and 51 in March and everybody's like, oh, ripping their shirt off like the sun is back.
That's right. Yeah, even when it gets
Big
kind of
difference.
chilly. I got a jacket level pullover on just now.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah.
well, you're down in Georgia area, so up here in the Northeast, it takes 51 degrees. Everybody's excited.
51. There you go. That's nice.
If it cracks 50, everybody, in the spring. In the winter, it's like, oh, here it comes. I got to get my gloves on. And the 51 in the spring is different. Everybody,
Right on,
break
man.
out the flip flops.
Absolutely. It is good stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, it is exciting. It's going to be, like I said, you're just starting to see it. All these big, things and big players are coming in. But all of us have been, we've been here. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part is, everything within any of our, assets, the NFTs, all kind of love ETH, right? Everything that we have. That's
Right.
why, and that's another thing cool about NFTs. They don't adjust the ETH. If ETH goes up, those things you don't see those adjust. You know what I mean? NFTs are very unique. It's neat, but yeah, exciting, man.
Oh, absolutely. Just to go back to everything that we've said this week was, everybody's been beating everybody over the head about the Bitcoin ETFs and how much of a run that made for when Bitcoin was under 20,000, 6 months ago, and these rumors started to come out, and now everybody's like, well, they have to make a decision at some point. There's going to be, now the government's weighing in, stop messing around, and we're going to decide who's in charge here. And once it gets to be known who's in charge and how the game's going to be played, and these ETFs open up, there's big swing to the upside coming. And now the rumor with the same thing, next step after Bitcoin gets going, the next step is ETH. And after that, who knows? But this is what's going to happen. So you watched Bitcoin go from 20 now to 36. ETH coming off the lows and starting to and cracked over 2,000 now. Where do you think that's going to go when BlackRock, they officially made their point, but now the next in line, Fidelity or somebody else, and I think it was Kathy Wood, ARK Investment, was making an ETH application. So all those people on that list with $17 trillion to spend are going to get in the game, on all these big time coins.
Right.
So that's going to make a big difference.
Oh yeah.
And so here we are, looking right up the hill.
Well, it's almost a layup now. I mean, if BlackRock is filing another one with ETH, they got they got an assurance probably of the Bitcoin one, right? I mean, they don't, they wouldn't just be loading up like that, right?
I think early on I read reports that BlackRock has applied for, I think it's 196
And they only have one.
ETFs, and they only got denied 3
Once.
or something.
It was once.
So once.
Yeah.
So either way, it's insignificant. They usually get what they want,
Right.
and we all know that these there's no denying crypto exists, and these guys want to get in the game,
Yeah.
and that's it. So it's gonna
Yep.
it's not a matter of if it'll happen, it's when, and when
Yeah.
is getting sooner and sooner. And then so obviously we're not financial advisors, but don't go kicking yourself, and
Yeah.
and don't go crazy spending everything now.
Oh yeah.
But buy a little bit,
Mhm.
so you can say, oh, I bought some when it was 35,000, or
Right.
a little bit when it was 35, or ETH when it was at 2,000, because it has been 4,500. And you don't want to wait until 40. You can, but you don't want to wait until 4,500 to get in either. So
Right.
and just get a little bit now, a little bit next month, a little bit
Yep.
the month after that.
Well, I mean, if old Michael Saylor, when he talks about $5 million Bitcoin, if I wonder what that would make with ETH,
Yeah.
that's crazy,
Yeah. Yeah, it's and trust me, nobody's gonna have a bigger smile on their face than that guy, because he's got 200,000 Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
He will be, what is it? 3 years from now, Michael Saylor will be the richest man on earth.
Right. Well, that's because it's happening.
Hands down.
It's happening.
It's happening. Yeah, I was wearing that earlier today. It's happening, and yeah, that guy's gonna look like a genius.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
3 years from now, 5 years from now, when it's approaching that $1 million or beyond, forget it. He's the richest man on earth, and I don't know who or how anybody could catch him from there.
Mm-mm.
So
Yep.
there you
All
go.
good, man. Right on.
Elon Musk is going to be a distant memory.
Yeah.
Unless he starts selling a lot of Teslas for Bitcoin, because then he'll be able to mine his Bitcoin that way.
Yep.
Trade your Bitcoin in for a Tesla. So anyway, but there's a lot of that speculation going around.
Yep. But
So
everybody have a great weekend. Appreciate everybody. Keep an eye on everything. It is, like I said, it's fun. It's good to look at all what's going on. But yeah, don't get ridiculous. There's no need to. That's when people do.
Yeah.
They FOMO. They get all bonkers and they get all giddy and doing. Don't get emotional about stuff.
Just the safest thing that, well, I don't want to make the predictions, but I think we've seen the lows, right? And everybody's so excited that it's very hard that this, something catastrophic, one black swan or some kind of silly event happens where it's going to dip or go crazy. But if that happens, then everything goes crazy. But we've made it through the winter, and so now your wallet should be thawing, and you can get a little out, put a little in, and have some fun with it. But just enough to have fun with it. You don't have to go crazy.
Let me go through. I don't know. Did you go through any of this?
Some of them, yeah.
There you go.
While you were presenting and everything like that.
Hello.
Yep.
Oh, Toma. Good to see Richie B. Yeah, he's Oswaldo. Yes. There you go. Good to see you. George, yes. Look at George.
3 month high. Yep. 777. Gotta love
it. There you go. Arizona, though. Thank you, Robin. Good to see you. Appreciate you. And we'll be back Tuesday. But appreciate you, Tim. Thanks, man. It was good. But
always fun.
October or no? November.
Yeah, we're in November, so
can't help it. But
this is it.
There you go, man.
We're on the way. All right. Good night, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe.
All right.